have seen the leader who have the heart for his people. I have seen a leader who has the intellect, master the figure, knows in and out the data. In few minutes, I have seen exactly what I was looking for.
Dr. Peter Mbahu reiterated his administration's commitment to repositioning the state through people-oriented policies and programs. Said they are prioritizing health, education, agriculture, and water sectors in order to eradicate poverty and provide a conducive environment for habitation and for businesses to thrive.
In our vision statement, we made it clear that we're going to achieve a 0% raise in our poverty headcount index. Not because we didn't know what the baseline data showed. We knew we had a 58% poverty rate in our headcount index. Aligning our goals with that of the United Nations, we felt that we should make sure that every child in this state has access to quality learning.
The UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator promised to frequently communicate with the state government to tap from its model of leadership and vision for emulation by other African leaders. In Enugu, Chika Ubu, NTA News.
The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, has said this Thursday's Supreme Court ruling will take immediate effect and has emancipated local government areas from the shackles of the past. The Apex Court had on Thursday ruled that the federal government should henceforth pay local government allocations directly to local government councils. The Supreme Court had declared it as illegal and unconstitutional for the state governors to control the funds of the local government areas, as well as sending the funds to non-democratically elected council chairmen. Speaking with journalists after a meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Fagbemi said the judgment of the Supreme Court will take immediate effect. The AGF said the bill is now in the court of the state governors to conduct local government elections, adding that the judgment stipulates punishment for refusal. In a related development, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio has said the National Assembly will enforce the Supreme Court verdict granting financial autonomy to the local government areas. Speaking with reporters at the presidential villa this Thursday, Senator Akpabio said the verdict will make real elections to take place at the local government levels. Describing the judgment as progress for democracy, the Senate President commended President Bola Tinubu's administration for taking the matter to the Apex Court. He stated that the request was placed before the courts by the Attorney General of the Federation because the federal government, through President Bola Tinubu, feels strongly about separation of powers and the need for autonomy of all the governments. Akpabio called on all states of the Federation to respect what the Supreme Court has done, adding that the legislature will do all it can to ensure full implementation of the Supreme Court judgment. I will take a break here. The news continues shortly. Do stay. Welcome back. The mining sector is a vital part of the global economy, supplying essential raw materials for manufacturing and energy production. However, despite the many economic benefits derivable from controlled mining activities, illegal mining has emerged as a pressing issue with significant implications on the environment and the economics of states and the nation. Susan Eze reports on the situation in Enugu State.
Though the world is focusing more on preserving the planet's natural resources, and nations are leaning more towards renewable energies in efforts to curtail carbon footprints, experts maintain that benefits of mining cannot be overlooked.
We have foreign investors and even local investors too, who are able and ready to come in with their own investment. You know what I'm saying? and partner with government.
Aside from supporting thousands of jobs, the extraction and processing of minerals contribute to the expansion of the industrial sector, diversification of the economy, and enhancement of productivity. Determined to reap in full the benefits in the mining sector, which had in the past sustained the economy of the southeast region through the mining of coal in Enugu. The Enugu state government has risen to tackle the biggest challenge facing the sector: illegal mining.
Much as the Enugu state government has said it has its arms open to investors, especially in the area of mining, the government has made it clear that it is strongly averse to illegitimate businesses such as illegal mining, like the one going on here.
Considering the consequences of uncontrolled mining, which includes all forms of environmental degradation and loss of revenue, all of which pose long-term challenges for sustainable economic development, the Enugu state government is coming on hard on illegal miners, arresting offenders and confiscating their equipment.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. One of the reasons why Enugu state government is so keen on this is because of the environmental degradation, the environmental impact mining is having in our state. However, there are legal miners who are contributing in many ways to our economy. We welcome miners, but let them confine to the regulation. And that's all we're asking for.
While key players identify corruption, weak institutional and regulatory frameworks as some factors that hinder effective resource management and encourage illegal mining, they emphasize the need for enhanced regulation, enforcement, and capacity building to curtail illegalities and promote responsible mining of the nation's natural resources. In Enugu, Susan Eze, Nta News.
The Eastern Rail Line in Nigeria holds a significant place in the country's history, development, and infrastructure, spanning over a century. Its story intertwines with Nigeria's colonial past, independence struggle, and post-independence challenges. Eukaria Ugo reports that resuscitation of the Eastern Rail, abandoned over the years, will be cost-effective and beneficial in the transportation of heavy goods across the country. The Eastern Rail Line traces its origin between the year 1913 and 1964. The discovery of coal in Udi in present Enugu State in 1909 necessitated the laying of rail tracks amalgamating the land routes of southern and northern Nigeria to enable the imperialists turned colonialists to transport coal and other mineral resources from across Nigeria to the seaport for shipment to their country.
If we trace the history of a railway line in Nigeria, you can as well believe that it started from Enugu. First and foremost, started from Enugu because of the discovery of coal, 1909.
The Eastern Rail Line availed the people of Enugu the opportunity of acquiring and selling variety of commodities, such as palm oil, cashew nuts, and other food crops in the cities and communities.
When the agricultural yield was on, when the palm produce was being crisscrossed across the nation, when the coal was on the rail, when we had the coal lubricating engine in those days, it facilitated commerce.
Mingling and trading with the people of various ethnic groups in the rail line has resulted in intertribal marriages, labor, and geographical mobility.
I could remember even before the war, before Nigerian Civil War, people were traveling from Port Harcourt, from Enugu here to Sokoto through train. These are the things that will help our country to move forward.
Although the key players said the rehabilitation process of the Eastern Rail Line is in phases, but the abandonment state of the routes was blamed on rail tracks vandalism, poor maintenance culture, and the abandonment of coal.
The tracks were being vandalized, and if you don't attend to all these things immediately, it can lead to decline in use. But federal government has now come up to reactivate this line, and they are doing it very well. They are doing it in phases. We have operations from Port Harcourt to Aba, it is functioning and is fully functioning.
Rail transport system should be harnessed to ease the sufferings of the travelers and also to boost the economic status of the sector. In Enugu, Ukeria Ubu.
And for the latest in the world of sports, here are the tidbits for today. And that's a wrap on the news at 7. But before we go, here are the main points. Enugu State government is to partner the United Nations as it moves to achieve the Vision 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. The legislative arm of the government has assured Nigerians of full implementation of the Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy in the interest of the nation's democracy. And we also brought you our correspondents' reports on the benefits and challenges of the rail transport and mineral mining deposits in the country. And that was the news. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
Do you want the best spot for your relaxation and comfort? Then look no further. Visit E7 Spring Resort for your exquisite accommodation with complimentary breakfast, well-stocked bar with the best assorted exotic spirits, wines, etc.